Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Coffee and Crypto. My name's Don. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. Yet again, another exciting and jam-packed video for you all today. We have seen some updates and we have seen some emails. So let me get through that. We've got loads to cover, like I said, and yeah, stick around to the end of the video. I've got a few things I want to show you on Twitter that I think you will find quite interesting. Now today, I do have the mug, but it's actually empty. I've just finished my coffee. I'm a little bit later onto the live this morning, but yeah, the coffee is gone. So I'm hyped up. I'm ready to go. So I hope you're ready for, I'm sure, a fun episode ahead. So first things first, let's look at the prices of the top 10, see where we're looking in terms of the past 24 hours. And yeah, let's take a look. So first things first then, Bitcoin currently sitting at 25,900, Ethereum at 1,744, BNB 247, and then XRP at 50 cents. We've got a lot to cover about the price of XRP today. Cardano at 27 cents, Dogecoin at 0.06, Tron, I don't understand why Tron is still a thing. Anyway, Tron is at 0.07 and then Polygon is at 65 cents. So, bit of a mixed bag. Obviously, the highest loser actually in the top 10 is XRP. Why would that be? So, yeah, I'm going to kind of dive into that at some point throughout today's video. But yeah, there's a top 10 for you. Bit of a kind of nothing. The past 24 hours, there hasn't been much movement. BNB seen a bit of a kind of price increase, again, because of some kind of, not clarity, but like some positive, I guess, news, or I guess CZ has kind of cleared up some more fear that people have been putting out about the exchange. So it's helped BNB's price a little bit. But anyway, first things first, the most important topic of today's video is the emails. The Bill Hinman emails have been released. They were released yesterday about 12 o'clock. And yeah, everyone went crazy. Twitter went crazy. The price of XRP spiked to 56 cents. But then we've seen a bit of a dump. A few hours later, back down to the kind of 52 cents. And then it's come back down overnight to the 50 cents. Again, if you've been watching this channel, or if you've been following us on Twitter, or if you're part of our Discord community, you'll know that that's sort of expected, and we didn't really expect it to moon. I know there was a lot of people out there thinking it was going to get to $1, $2, $3. But my whole bias didn't change, where I didn't like the hype. Mentioned it many times on the channel. Again, go back and watch. But the big thing with crypto, and again, the thing that we've learned a lot about is hype, and experience with that is if there's a lot of hype around something in the build up to something, i.e. these emails, prices maybe are looking good and it's looking to kind of break out, the chances are it's not going to break out. Technically speaking, we did get a breakout yesterday of a certain level, however it wasn't sustained. It was kind of met by a lot of sellers, which is unfortunate, but yeah, charts don't lie. It did break out. It was a failed breakout, shall we say. And yeah, that's why we're seeing the prices back down at 50 cents, which, look, 50 cents is still a great level to hold. Will it come down further? Probably. We've been saying for a while now, and Dex kind of been mentioning the kind of 38 cents region, which it could come back down to. We're still in a bear market, please remember that. XRP has never in its history went on and done its own bull run, so why would it do it now? It just wouldn't make any sense. We base a lot of our prices, our action and whatnot based on previous performance on the charts, and realistically looking at that, it's never shown to have its own bull. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense for it to moon just because these emails have come out. However, on the subject of these emails, some news has come out regarding Vitalik, Mr. Ethereum, being a bit of a scumbag. So again, Deck retweeted a video that he had spoke about, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, I think it was, where he'd mentioned a little bit about Vitalik and how he believes he's compromised. And well, look, these emails kind of prove the point that Deck was correct once again, and I hate admitting that sometimes, but Deck actually was correct with how he put across how Vitalik actually was. Now, look, I'm a big Ethereum fan. That doesn't mean I'm a Vitalik fan. He's a bit strange, I get that, but he is obviously clued up, he's smart. But now that I've kind of seen these emails and what was happening, it's kind of like, hang on a minute, like, maybe you're not as for the people as we once thought. And it all comes down to everyone being against Ripple and XRP. It's mad. Like, it's such a mad setup. Like, live and let live, as they say. Focus on your own project. Ethereum's doing well, and Ethereum runs the majority of crypto, as we've mentioned. So just stay out of it, mate. Just stay in your lane, basically. But anyway, we'll move on. So yeah, Ripple's again. Here we go again with the pronunciation of stuff. Please forgive me. But essentially, the man in charge of the kind of law side of Ripple's case, not like official law case, but he works within Ripple. This guy Stuart. He done a massive video, which I've actually got. I'm going to show you part of it, and then I'll kind of talk a bit more on it. But he done a massive kind of breakdown yesterday. It's like a 4.5-minute video of the Hinman emails and the whole background behind it, which I do suggest that you watch, and I will show you that in a few minutes. But yeah, anyway, he calls for a probe into the Bill Hinman and his infamous speech. So Ripple's chief legal officer has called for an investigation into the motivations that led to the former SEC official William Hinman delivering his now infamous speech in 2018. Stuart demands for the investigation came part of a June 13th Twitter thread following the public release of the Hinman documents. The documents revealed that the Hinman speech was delivered despite warnings from other SEC divisions, which is strange. So just a part of the kind of the thread here, it says, so what would happen now? First, remove the speech immediately from the SEC's website. Then an investigation must be conducted to understand what or who influenced Hinman, why conflicts, or at the very least appearances of conflicts, were ignored, and why the SEC touted the speech knowing it would create greater confusion. Again, it's the SEC, it's kind of what they're supposed to do, just create confused individuals throughout. So in 2018 then, the speech that Hinman gave asserted that Ethereum is not a security as a result of it becoming sufficiently decentralized, before elaborating on what factors must be satisfied when making that determination. Stuart also argued that according to the newly released documents, Hinman had ignored the warnings of the SEC officials suggesting that his speech contained made-up analysis with no bias in law, and that the speech ended up sending confusing messages to the cryptocurrency industry regarding what constitutes a security. So Stuart also said that the unelected bureaucrats again, hopefully some of you just join in to see if I mess up words or not. But anyway, he said that unelected bureaucrats should only apply the law rather than trying to create new ones, and added that Hinman's speech should never again be invoked in any serious discussion about whether a token is or is not a security. Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, joined in his criticism on the regulator in a June 13th Twitter thread, arguing that the decision to go ahead with the speech despite so much pushback was unconceivable. Honestly, I need to go back to school. This is embarrassing. I'm supposed to be bringing you all the latest news in crypto, and I can't even get words pronounced properly. But now I can quite enjoy it, to be honest, because I know that you'll comment below and you'll help the algorithm. But moving swiftly on, speaking it with Cointelegraph, pro XRP lawyer and crypto law founder John Deaton noted that he also believes an investigation is warranted, and adding that the fact that the Hinman had referred to the speech as the Ether speech raised questions about what motivated the speech. So again, if you've seen anything from yesterday and you've watched the video that Stuart had put out, you'll know that it was very much surrounded around Ethereum, and they seem to be kind of being not so much backhanded, but working with Ethereum and Vitalik to really drive this speech. And it's why you might have seen on Twitter recently, like this hashtag ETHgate, which is like a bit of a conspiracy, but now it's not really a conspiracy, it's kind of factual, but showing that Ethereum is kind of behind a lot of this and a lot of the kind of nonsense that's spread from the SEC. So it's almost like SBF from FTX, he was working with Gary Gensler, hence why his exchange never got touched. Ethereum and Vitalik have been working with the SEC, that's why his token has never been touched. But anyone that didn't work with them and pay them off and whatever it may be, who has just been trying to do right for crypto, essentially has been getting like come for from the SEC. So yeah, it's funny how that works. Now, Deaton and Stuart's comments on the Hinman's motivations seem to reference Hinman's alleged ties to the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, an advocacy organisation that seeks to drive the use of Ethereum blockchain technology. Before and after working with the SEC, Hinman worked at the law firm Simpson Thacher and Bartlett LLC, which was a member of the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. That's funny. So, yeah, what you're trying to, well, hopefully you're kind of following along what I'm getting at here, but it's looking like Ethereum and Vitalik were working with Bill Hinman or alongside or whatever it may be, because Bill Hinman was part of the Ethereum Alliance. Therefore, it was in his best interest to help Ethereum perform well, and it was in his best interest not to let Ripple and XRP perform well because, well, it's kind of not a competitor as such, but another big name in the crypto space. Bearing in mind as well, back in 2017, 2016, 2018, that whole realm, Ripple and XRP flipped the market cap of Ethereum. So Ripple was second in market cap for a period of time. So it's flipped Ethereum, which obviously would have annoyed Vitalik and the team. So again, you're starting to see why all these things have came about and are coming about. So yeah, it's possible. But yeah, that's the kind of first part I wanted to mention then regarding the emails. We obviously spoke quite a bit about it yesterday on Twitter, so hopefully you follow us on there. But yeah, it's been a bit of a madness, I guess, and I believe it will continue to be quite mad over the next few weeks because we're starting to see more stuff come out of Binance, Coinbase, the SEC, Ethereum, like it's all kicking off. But more news from the SEC then. So the SEC, not surprisingly, asks for more time, as they always do, to respond to the Coinbase call for clarity on crypto. So in a June 13th letter submitted to the US Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit, the SEC said it needs an additional 120 days to reply to Coinbase's request that it adopt new rules and provide further clarity on the laws governing crypto. Like, I don't even know if I want to cover this article now that I'm starting to read it, because this is all the same mind games and BS that they've done with Ripple. Buying time. It's like, why do you need another 120 days to reply to someone? Like, I don't get it. It's so frustrating. But again, it goes back to what we've said so many times, and I've personally said so many times. It's like, there's never really going to be clarity. It wouldn't make sense for there to be direct clarity in crypto, because then the SEC could make any money from suing companies. Like, there's no way that they could really function as normal. The whole point of it is they're corrupt, especially Gary Gensler, who may not be in power very long, but it's corrupt. It's a corrupt industry. They are out to get money and fill their pockets. They don't care about us. They don't care about investors. It's proven. It's a very proven point that they do not care about investors. So yeah, why would they provide any clarity to Coinbase when Coinbase are asking for it? They've asked for it for years and years and years, and so have many companies in crypto. Why would they eventually just decide to do it now? So yeah, do you know what? I'm not even going to cover the rest of this, because it's the same old story with the SEC, where we complain, we ask for clarity, we provide them everything that they ask for, but then they ask for more time and more time and more time before they can provide any clarity, even though the whole point of it is they're suing people because they're not following the rules. The rules are not clear, the rules are all over the place. Again, I've just literally just covered that from the speech in 2018, where they knew information wasn't clear. They knew it was confusing, but they still went ahead with it. It's a big game. Like, the sooner you realise that, it's going to be a lot easier for you in crypto. It's a big game from the bigger guys like, the SEC, anyone kind of in the government space. It's all a big game. And it's unfortunate for us who are retail investors, but on the bright side of that, we are in a bear market. This is what happens in bear markets. We get this type of fear. We don't get this in bull markets unless it's at the very top. In bull markets, you get everyone is loving it. It's getting accepted. It's bullish. The price is going up. Up. It's great. But as soon as you're in a bear market and you're at bottoms as well, that's another key thing. When you're at the bottom or you're coming to the bottom of a bear market, again, I'm speaking from experience. I've seen, this is now my second full bear market. This is exactly what happens near the bottom of, or at least, like I said, nearing the bottom of it. The price is a bit all over the place. You're getting fear after fear after fear pumped at you. And then 6 months, 12 months later, it's all forgotten about because it's bullish. Everyone's making money and no one cares anymore. So, yeah, it's a mindset. Focus on the mindset. Focus on the long term. And, like I said, I'm not even going to read the rest of this article. I've said enough. I have said enough. It's the same old story. But, yeah, I guess the headline being the SEC have asked for more time to respond to Coinbase. Again, because, they've kind of essentially ignored them for essentially years at this point. But now they're asking for another 120 days to send a response. So, yeah, I'll get back to you in 120 days and we'll update this story. Now, with Binance then, US judge rebuffs SEC's request for Binance.US asset freeze. So you remember, I mentioned this a few days ago regarding Binance US have apparently been getting their assets freezed. Well, we've seen here the judge is saying, well, no, essentially, which is quite good. So the federal judge overseeing the US The US Securities and Exchange Commission, so the SEC, this always throws me off because they put the full name in, and I see this, 10 times a day by the time I'm reading all these articles. So I know I want to say SEC, but when I start saying US, I'm starting to think of the whole thing. Anyway, the federal judge overseeing the SEC's case against Binance and Binance US declined to order a temporary restraining order freezing the US trading platform's assets. This would allow the US arm of the company to continue doing business while hashing out the restrictions with the regulator. And if the two sides can agree on limits, Judge Amy Berman Jackson, full Sunday name there, of the DC District Court said there's absolutely no need for a restraining order. In the meantime, the judge ordered Binance US to provide a list of its business expenses to the court and ordered the parties to continue negotiating. A status update is due by close of business Thursday. So, great start to the case, I suppose. There is absolutely no need, the judge has said. And look, there is absolutely no need. The SEC are just trying to throw their weight around. Freeze assets for what? Like, what difference is that going to make to the actual appeal or the court session? So, yeah, respect to the judge so far. Again, we're very early, but respect because she has essentially said there's absolutely no need. Like, why are you requesting the restraining order? You do not need one. So, yeah. Good move from the judge. Next then, we have a little bit about, again, I'll touch on some of these because I have kind of mentioned quite a bit on them, but here is the first two extracts covering a passage in the Rule 56.1 statement. There was some internal debate about whether to include Ether, no problem. Let's just call Buterin, again Vitalik Buterin, for an unbiased opinion on how Ethereum works. So the part here that's highlighted is, we also have to call with Buterin later this week to confirm our understanding of how Ethereum Foundation operates. So this is just an extract from the emails, and they're saying blah, 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 talking about securities and whatever, but let's just run it past Vitalik, the owner of Ethereum, just to see what he thinks of it and get his opinion, because that won't be biased at all. That won't be a biased opinion. So yeah, again, the emails, there's loads of emails. Not all of them will make sense to you and I. There's certain parts that will, certain parts that won't. But yeah, this part here I found quite funny because it's clearly Vitalik's going to say what's in favour of his blockchain and his crypto. So yeah, it goes back to what I said at the very start in the first article, where the SEC, Bill Hinman, was told, look, this is more confusing, this isn't going to help, like it's we should probably kind of not do this essentially, but they still went ahead and done it. And it all comes down to because they were all working together. As always, they always are working together, same as Gary Gensler was working with FTX, and how FTX was working with the Biden campaign and all that nonsense, hence why there was never really an investigation until it all went kind of Pete Tong. And yeah, we've seen what happened with FTX. Now, the thing I mentioned at the start as well was this video. Again, I'm not going to play it because it would be counterintuitive, shall we say. But it is on our Twitter, so I retweeted it yesterday. So if you go onto our Twitter page, I'll show you in just a sec, scroll down. This video is really, really important. I highly suggest that you watch it if you haven't already. It's 4.5 minutes long. This guy, Stuart, again, it's the one I mentioned, the Chief Legal Officer of Ripple, made the video and explains everything that you kind of need to know regarding the most important parts and the parts that will affect Ripple. So yeah, again, there's a few kind of thread breakdowns. Again, it's quite lengthy, but he breaks down the video in this thread. And also, like I said, there's a video on the on his Twitter, which let me just pause that to make sure it's not playing. If you go on to our Twitter, which you are all obviously following, scroll down a little bit, because yesterday obviously we're quite kind of active here. But where are we? Here we go. So yeah, 20 hours ago, scroll down, you'll see it. Shared the video, go watch it, give it a like, and then check out the rest of the stuff, because we have been mentioning quite a lot and retweeting quite a lot yesterday. And there's the video I was mentioning where Deck had spoke about Vitalik, how he thinks he's compromised, and it turns out he was compromised. And yeah, just a few other things that we've retweeted, which I really think is important. So if you don't follow us on Twitter and you're new to the channel, first of all, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We do this every single day. But also check out the Twitter account. We're on there actively every day as well. And it's very important that you see kind of what's going on and how we are kind of putting things across, especially this nonsense from Gary Gensler. But also prices, what we expect expect the prices to do. And yeah, bit of a kind of fake out, is it a breakout? And yeah, that all that good stuff. Go follow us on Twitter. That's the main thing. And then lastly, there's another kind of big part, which again, it's a huge read. Most of the things are covered in the video, and I've kind of covered some of the kind of touching points in this. But I read this morning. It's a really good read. It's from this woman here, Rosalind Layton, who's just a kind of writer for this company. But basically, she talks in detail about the Hinman emails and it's a bit more in depth and breaks it down in a really, really good way. But I suggest you go read that as well. I'll post it in the comment of this video, so I won't put it in the description. If you scroll down and look at the pinned comment, you'll see this link to this article, which again, highly suggest you go read, because it's super, super important and it's really insightful, I would say. And it also just helps, like, reading stuff on Twitter is great, but obviously Twitter's got quite a small kind of type box or area that you can message. Videos are great as well, but I really like this. She seems, I don't really know much about who this woman is, but it's a very unbiased approach, and it breaks down the actual full lawsuit and what's happened with the emails and stuff really, really well. So yeah, go check that out in the pinned comment below. And yeah, let me know in the comments after you've read it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all this kind of the Hinman emails, SEC and Ethereum working together. Like, crypto's, it's all over the place at the moment. Well, not crypto, Ethereum's all over the place at the moment, and so is the SEC. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment below. I'll reply to all the comments when I get the chance throughout the day. So I do appreciate there's a good few loyal commenters out there, so you know who you are. Thanks so much for commenting every single day. I do appreciate the engagement. I appreciate the comments. Some of them are pretty funny as well, which is always good. But yeah, again, that's all for today's video and coffee and crypto episode. If you are watching this live, I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. My name's Don. I do this every single weekday from around 9:30 a.m. and then I do post it on our YouTube channel for you to watch back throughout the day or throughout the week at any point. If you are watching it on your phone, your laptop, your TV, let me know, where do you watch it? And also, are you listening to it? Are you treating it like a podcast? Are you out a walk with the dog? Are you getting your steps in? Are you at the gym? Where are you? Are you in the car? I'm always interested to see where you're consuming this content. So yeah, drop me some information below, and I'd love to kind of get chatty with you in the comments. If you do want any more from me, from the team, or anything at Certified Crypto, then please do join our Discord group. You'll see it's in the top of the description. You will join thousands of other crypto enthusiasts and members chatting daily throughout the day. Obviously, that's kind of the whole point of chatting daily about crypto, and you also get updates throughout the day as well as trades, and there is so much goodness. But yeah, like I said, that's enough from me. Check out the description for all the links that you'll need for anything more from us. I will see you all tomorrow for another episode of Coffee and Crypto. I hope you have, like I said, a great rest of your day. And yeah, let's see what happens in crypto today, shall we?